Hi ladies, I hope you're doing amazing. Welcome to another Femininity Quickie. I'm Dr. Christina and your femininity coach from LA. I talk all things dating and sex for ambitious women, female entrepreneurs, and executives in their 40s. So if you have success and an incredible life, but no man, my series is exactly what you need. And if a quickie is not enough, you can book one-on-one coaching with me. The link is in the description box of this episode. So let's get you a man. So today I want to talk about boundaries and standards. I mean, we are in our 40s, right? Which means we have been through a lot. We have been through a lot of experiences in the past. And this is where we are now. And we're never too much or too less or whatever. Our standards can be high. And when I mean high, I mean really high. And the thing is, you actually just need one man, right? And I can guarantee you, there are millions of men, and there will be so many men who can even, go beyond your standards. So under no circumstances I would lower my standards for a man or for a situation or finding an excuse, right? And in no circumstances I would do that. So if this is you, if this is your standard, this is your standard. And I would go even higher. Just be delusional in some way, right? Just level that up to the next top. And when it comes to boundaries, picture that, right? You work on yourself, you put a lot of effort into your appearance, into your mindset, because you want to be his match, right? So picture your dream man. How great he is, how he looks, how his values are. These high standards too, right? So you want to become his match. And what you also need to do, you have to have your standards. You have to have your boundaries. And which means when you work so much on yourself to become his match, right? You create a beautiful flower garden. Picture that, right? It's colorful, it smells good, it's incredibly taken care of. This is you, right? And when you are in that state, you are kind of magnetic because everyone wants to visit this garden. Everyone wants to be close to you. Everyone wants to visit it and take pictures and see like, wow, this is amazing, right? Wants to have this experience. So you attract a lot of people, a lot of men. I mean, there will be beautiful butterflies coming around, right? And yeah, that's what you want. But there will be also insects coming and visiting, right? And it's your choice. If you let them just pass, if you don't give them any attention, or if you entertain them, if you look at them, if you subscribe to their shitty behavior, if you let them stay in your beautiful garden and let the garden get messed up, if you allow them to do that. And it's as simple as that. I give you an example, which means a boundary. Let's say you are into health and wellness, and you take good care of yourself, you work out a lot, and that's what you expect from another man to be the same, right? To work out, to look good, to be in shape, like prioritize health, good food, whatever, right? A healthy lifestyle. And then you meet someone, and this man is not taking care of his health, is not working out, is not looking in shape, right? Then it comes to your boundary. Is this someone you would want to entertain? And that's the crazy thing. Like so many women I've worked with, then they start entertaining this man. Although it's obviously, this man is not what they want, right? So they entertain this man. Let's picture this insect, right? You entertain this insect. And what happens? Maybe a beautiful yellow butterfly is coming along, but you cannot see him. Right? Because you only have eyes for this insect. You only have eyes for the man who's not even what you want. So what that means, you don't make space, right? So you don't even hold that space for the beautiful things, for the great man, for the masculine man you want to attract. And instead, you subscribe to shitty behavior, you subscribe to men who not, fulfill your standards. I mean, there are different reasons why you do that. And most of the time it's because you think there's nothing better out there. The scarcity mindset, right? You feel like, oh my God, I attracted someone, let's see how this works out, although it's not what I want. I can tell you there are millions of men and so many more men who can fulfill what you need. Even if you live in LA or not, I mean, literally everyone is trained in LA, right? So if you want to have a guy who's trained, there's the mess, right? So just see it as an example. There's so many trained men, and it's up to you if you unsubscribe, if you let those men pass who are not your match, and even leave that space open, even hold the tension to be with no one for a while, even to go on no dates for a while, right? Because you're ready for the real deal, because you are the real deal, right? So what I mean by that is like having the boundaries, having the standards, and fulfilling them unapologetically, right? Being committed to your boundaries. If this means you're not going on a date with someone who's not working out, you're not gonna do that, right? Because you know the next time or the time after that, there will be a man coming along who's trained, who looks like perfect, who's what I want. And then you have that space. You can see him, you can see the butterfly coming, right? And you don't even see the the insect is already gone. So that's what I wanna tell you, right? And don't manipulate that, because besides the fact that women think they're not enough men, they sometimes manipulate the outcome, right? They go for men who are not fulfilling their standards and expectations for the fact that in return they don't even want to make this happen. And that's a tricky thing, right? Maybe you grew up in a household where you could not get your needs met, so you pick men who don't fulfill your needs and you reproduce those feelings. That's a tricky one. It's a psychological thing you can also work on, right? The moment you become aware of what is happening, why you are neglecting your boundaries, why are you not acting in alignment with your standards, you will realize what the reason is. Maybe it's a feeling that feels familiar, maybe that's the disappointment that feels familiar, or yeah, like the feeling I'm not getting my needs met, maybe, right? So that's the second reason why so many women probably don't stick to their boundaries. Third reason can be that they maybe not know what the real standard is. They just have this picture in mind of the perfect person, but then let's see if this guy maybe has other, abilities or traits. It's wishy-washy kind of, but that's also a form of not committing to standards and boundaries, right? And as you see, it's so important when you have built this beautiful garden, you are amazing, right? And you are ready for a man, but then you're not sticking to your fucking boundaries, right? And that's the key. You are the power. You can take the actions of who you are entertaining, of who you are letting closer, if like who you are even letting in, right, in your world. And that's fucking up to you. So it's your choice. So later on, don't complain if you are with the wrong man, because you made initially the choice to let them in. You made that choice and decision, I'm ready for you, although you didn't even want to, right? So be clear about what your boundaries and standards are, and then execute unapologetically. If this is not what I want, I'm not going on a date. If this is not what I want, I'm not texting you back. If this is not what I want, I'm not talking to you. We can be friends, whatever, if you feel so, but it's nothing romantically. You're not fulfilling my initial criteria, and don't think that they maybe one day start to train. Maybe they do that. I had ex-boyfriends, they stopped smoking. But as a non-smoker, I let those smokers in. Can you believe? So that's the story. Like, I was dating them, although I didn't like people to smoke, but it felt familiar because people in my family were smoking, right? And this is also something the strict boundary would have said, no, I'm not dating someone who's smoking, right? As you see, so ladies, task, create your boundaries, your standards. They cannot be that high enough, right? Level them up as they're like that high, and then execute, all right? I see you next week to the next Femininity Quickie.